The movie begins by showing planet Earth from outer space, a serene view of our home world. It then transitions to a cottage nestled in the woods, where two people are living. They are peacefully sleeping until one of them hears unusual noises outside the cottage. The older man gets up to investigate the mysterious noise, grasping a knife for protection. However, his search through the window reveals nothing amiss. In relief, he returns to the younger boy. Suddenly, the wall caves in, and a menacing alien creature launches an attack. Panicked, the younger boy swiftly rolls out of the house and sprints into the forest, with the relentless alien monster in close pursuit. Remarkably, the boy displays supernatural abilities, effortlessly leaping great distances and landing unharmed. He manages to shake off the creature temporarily. However, another alien captures him by the throat and forcibly seizes a mysterious glowing necklace from around his neck. The alien kills the boy with a knife, reducing him to ash, and he vanishes from existence. After this, the alien adds the boy's necklace charm to his collection. The scene shifts to a boy named Daniel, enjoying a thrilling ride on a jet ski through the ocean. Suspended around his neck is a similar enigmatic necklace. Daniel performs impressive tricks on the water, but his friends tease him later for his showmanship. As night falls, a bonfire by the beach gathers people for a festive gathering. Daniel receives a text from a beautiful girl named Nicole, inviting him to meet her near the pier for a swim. He ventures into the water to join her, and as they flirt, a sudden burning sensation grips his leg, causing it to emit a mysterious glow, and a scar forms. Writhing in pain, he submerges beneath the water, where he witnesses visions of the alien responsible for the earlier boy's death. Terrified by Daniel's glowing leg, Nicole hastily leaves the water, sharing her experience with her friends and suggesting that Daniel might be an outcast or an anomaly. The following morning, Daniel, now sporting a new, raw, and red scar on his leg, wakes up alone on the beach. Another man named Henri, wielding a silver glowing knife, approaches him. Daniel, with a sense of mourning, confides in Henri that number 3 is now dead. Henri explains that Nicole's discovery of Daniel's glowing leg has compromised their secrecy, and they are compelled to vacate the area. As Henri begins packing their belongings into a jeep, a lizard scampers across the pier and sneaks into their bags. It is revealed that Henri is not Daniel's father but a warrior from their home planet, assigned to protect Daniel from his real father. Daniel has inherited a mysterious box, but he won't receive it until the time is right. It becomes evident that the scars on his legs serve as markers for the Mogadorians, the aliens hunting him. They had killed number 3 last night, resulting in his 3rd scar. This signifies that number 3 has also been eliminated. As one of the 9 gifted children who fled their home planet of Lorien, Daniel, known as number 4, realizes he is the next target. Daniel and Henri proceed to check into a motel and assume new identities. They eventually find themselves in Paradise, Ohio, taking refuge in an abandoned house. This time, Daniel, now using the name John, opts to stay invisible by avoiding school or engaging in activities that might draw attention. Meanwhile, the lizard from the jeep escapes into the bushes and undergoes a dramatic transformation into a much larger creature. The two in the house hear strange rustling outside, and Henri keeps the silver glowing knife at the ready while switching off the lights. John takes cover while Henri investigates, but he only finds a sad dog in the rain. They name the dog Bernie, inspired by a football player's poster in the house. Back at their previous accommodation on the beach, a blonde woman ransacks the place in search of something elusive, setting the entire place on fire. Miraculously, she remains unscathed as a blue light emanates from her, protecting her from the flames. Meanwhile, John persuades Henri to allow him to attend school, on the condition that he checks his phone every hour to assure Henri of his safety. In addition, Bernie, the dog, covertly follows John to school. Eventually, Henri agrees and sends John to school. While waiting outside the principal's office for enrollment, John notices a girl named Sarah, who is in trouble for posting unauthorized pictures of teachers on her website. Sarah guides John to his locker, but when he introduces himself as John Smith, her doubtful expression indicates that she doesn't fully believe him. John attempts to blend in at school as Henri advised, but he can't help but notice a group of popular boys led by Mark bullying another student by hitting him in the face with a football. In response, John hurls the football back at the bully with such force that he tumbles into the bushes. Sarah witnesses the incident and captures it in photos for her website, which Henri promptly erases. The key is to leave no online evidence of John's existence to avoid detection by the Mogadorians. Back at their previous residence, the Mogadorians have found the burnt-down house and can discern from the lingering scent that John is still alive. Back at school, Mark, the bully, approaches John to discourage him from associating with Sam, the science nerd they like to torment. As Mark talks, John's hands begin to light up and glow, an uncontrollable display of his evolving legacies inherited from his parents. Trying to hide his abilities, John rushes to a supply closet and passes out. He awakens later with Henri standing over him, who explains that John's powers are developing, and he must learn to control them before returning to school. John sneaks out of the house and practices harnessing his powers, including the lights in his hands, super strength, and super speed. Meanwhile, we see a Mogadorian who disguises himself as a human to buy groceries, loading up a truck with various frozen turkeys to feed an alien monster. As night falls over the town, John attempts to talk to Sarah, who invites him to her house for dinner. On the way, they witness Sam being berated by his stepdad. During dinner at Sarah's house, John enjoys the experience of interacting with a real family, ignoring Henri's phone calls throughout. This is because it is a rule at Sarah's place to leave the phones in a basket during dinner. After dinner, John and Sarah get close, nearly sharing a kiss, but their moment is interrupted when Bernie the dog starts barking. It is revealed that Mark is spying on John and Sarah as he has parked his car outside Sarah's house. The next day at school, Sam warns John that Mark and his friends are targeting him for getting too close to Sarah. Mark carries out another prank on Sam by splattering red paint in his locker, destroying a picture Sam kept of himself and his dad. When John hears about it, he questions Sam about his missing father, while Henri conducts his own investigation through the internet. It is revealed that Sam's father, Malcolm, believed in aliens and vanished mysteriously one night in the forest. To dig further into this, Henri explores Malcolm's old workplace, a steel factory, and discovers a hole in the ground leading to a dark room. As he goes into the dark room beneath the steel factory, Henri discovers a glowing blue geode with chalk drawings on the walls that match the alien symbol on John's necklace. He understands that Malcolm had discovered about the aliens and this is why they killed him. Then, he decides to take the geode back to their home to contemplate the work Malcolm was involved in. Meanwhile, John receives a text from Sarah asking to meet at the county fair. Despite his reservations, John meets Sarah at the fair. At the fair, she confesses that she used to date Mark and they decide to go on a scary hayride. During the ride, they are stalked by a mysterious presence with green vision. Towards the end, they are attacked by Mark and his friends, who stage a prank. Sarah is taken away by a mysterious man while John, who is unaware of this, thinks that the aliens have come for him, so he defends himself using his powers, accidentally revealing them to Sam, who is watching nearby. The man who takes Sarah away leads her to Mark, who wishes to question her about their breakup. After some time, John arrives at Sarah's location and gets furious at Mark for staging the prank, but Sarah intervenes and stops them from fighting. Afterward, John and Sarah share a kiss at her front door. On the way home, John discovers a new power when he unintentionally bursts a streetlight with his touch. During this, he receives a text from Sam, who has witnessed John's abilities and wants to discuss them. They meet in a garage, where John reluctantly reveals the existence of aliens but makes Sam promise to keep it a secret. The next day, the town's sheriff, who happens to be Mark's father, visits John to inquire about the previous night. John evades the sheriff's questions, but Henri decides it's time to leave town, not because of the sheriff but because a video of John's glowing scar has surfaced online. However, John is hesitant to leave, especially as he has developed feelings for Sarah. A heated argument ensues between John and Henri, during which Henri explains John's significance in the fight against the Mogadorians and gives him a day to say his goodbyes. Meanwhile, the blonde woman, who had burned down the beach house, discovers the online video of John's glowing leg. John plans to visit Sarah's house but cannot find Henri anywhere. When he calls Henri, someone else answers, providing an address to meet him. Not knowing what to do, John calls Sam for help, and they drive to the specified address. They explore the place, discovering a human conspiracy theorist's plan with the Mogadorians to trap John. Suddenly, the Mogadorians arrive to capture John, and Henri sacrifices himself to allow John and Sam to escape. Upon reaching a safe location, Henri's final words are for John to find the other gifted children. Meanwhile, the Mogadorians are displeased they couldn't capture John and kill the two human conspiracy theorists in the basement. After this, the police discover the bodies but suspect John's involvement. Due to this, Sarah is also taken in for questioning. Despite knowing he should leave town, John asks Sam to drop him off at Sarah's house to bid farewell. John goes to Sarah's place and finds on her bedroom roof, but he struggles to say goodbye, avoiding her questions. Suddenly, the police show up to arrest him, and Sarah slips off the roof, prompting John to use his levitation power to save her. As they escape, they are pursued by the sheriff and Mark. During this, Mark gets captured by the Mogadorians, and Sarah takes John to the dark room beneath the high school, where they intend to hide. To avenge himself, Mark leads the Mogadorians to their location. Meanwhile, John and Sarah attempt to flee, but two Mogadorians confront them. During this, the blonde woman, revealed as Number 6, intervenes, using her powers and advanced abilities to fight the Mogadorians. Sarah mentions a tunnel under the school that could help John escape, and as they are surrounded by the Mogadorians, they make their escape. Meanwhile, Sam waits outside the school with Bernie, who starts to transform into a monster. Sam rushes into the school, telling John the dog's transformation story. Inside the school, the Mogadorians approach, but Bernie, in his new form, comes to the rescue. John leads the monster away, and they engage in combat. During this, another Mogadorian crashes in through a window. John's powers are put to the test, and he uses his abilities to fend off the threats. When the situation intensifies, Number 6 appears, and together they eliminate the Mogadorians, including the one who had fatally stabbed Henri. Then, Number 6 explains the significance of Bernie, a Lorien chimera sent to protect John. Despite Bernie's injuries, he defeats another alien monster. Once the aliens are eliminated by them, John and Number 6 use the blue glowing rocks to track down other gifted children. After this, Mark provides John with the box he was supposed to inherit from Henri. He reveals that he had stolen it from the police station's evidence room and wants to give it to its rightful owner. In the end, Sarah and John share a final kiss before parting ways, leaving Paradise, Ohio, behind as they continue their journey. The end. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like our channel and subscribe if you enjoy content like this. Also let us know what movie you would love us recap for you.